to see you, traveler. You've made it to the stars. Consider this your official recruitment. Triangulating position in known galaxy. Rendezvous with me aboard Instance 16, and we'll go over the requirements. This is Nada, this is Polo. They will be your guide. Don't let their outward appearance fool you. You will need them as much as they need you. The scientists will help you unlock blueprints for technology we can only dream of. This is Captain Agon. They will pilot your freighter. Stock up on ships and resources. It's going to be a long journey. The center awaits. Are you ready? Take on missions for factions and companies around the galaxy. Visit systems under war. Trade goods and find the best of the best. The galaxy is not merciful. You will need to upgrade your suit and multi-tool to survive. Not everyone is your friend. Learn everything you can about the aliens. Their history might save you. Who will you befriend? Who will you follow? It's your time, traveler. And the universe is at your fingertips.
Good morning, travelers and interlopers. Welcome to the 10th episode of NMS's Life, where No Man's Sky is more than a game, it's life. With me, as always, is my friend and fellow host, DG Squared. Good morning, sir. I'm doing great, my friend. Now, the video we just watched was a fan-made NMS trailer, the best trailer I've seen for No Man's Sky, and I'm happy to introduce its creator, fellow NMS lover, and incredibly talented content creator, Kyle Culver. So, Kyle, thank you very much for joining us, and welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you. Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites, too.
So maybe take us through that. I mean, we got a lot of questions we're going to ask you. You wear many hats when it comes to creating content and when it just comes to No Man's Sky in general. But maybe take us through the editing, the process of making an incredible trailer like that. It's like watching a movie trailer. How do you come up with those ideas, like visually, and then put them to video?
That's a great question. Well, I think my approach to these videos is simply the idea that I like quality over quantity. So no matter how long it takes, I'd rather make something that's timeless so that people can come back to it again and again and again. I think that's one of the biggest goals I have with any video, is just make it timeless. When I first think of putting the video together, it's usually from inspiration listening to songs. I have several playlists on Spotify, and I go through the Discover Weekly and the Discover playlists and whatnot, and I just listen to instrumentals and soundtracks and just start conjuring up imaginative narratives in my head. And if a song speaks to me, that's usually the one I gravitate to, and I end up writing something to that particular song. So the theme, I feel like I choose a theme and then try to mold it to the song. And there are a few edits here and there, but that's usually the approach. And then I go into game, and depending on what I've planned or what the theme is, let's say the Ode to Atlas Rises video that I made a little bit ago. That was themed on the Atlas, so I wanted to get a bunch of shots of the Atlas, and in doing so, I have to use different mods to get specific shots. And I think before Next, the things have changed, obviously, but I was utilizing a couple of mods that the modding community has been so gracious to create for me, including Rayrod, which I understand he was also on the show. In an interview I have yet to listen to. Let's see. He created a specific one for me to get rid of the bounding sphere in photo mode.
Oh, okay.
So that I can kind of wander the universe in photo mode endlessly.
Oh, that's great. Like a panning camera then, right? So no restrictions on how far you can zoom out, I guess.
Exactly. No restrictions. That's kind of what I was going for.
Yeah.
No restrictions. And then another one from GMR Leon, which I use frequently, was a cockpit cloak. So it hides the ship while I'm inside of it, so that I can... It effectively is like a moving camera while everything else around me is still moving. So using those mods and getting shots of the Atlas, very specific kind of theme there. And then kind of throwing it all together to the music. And then sometimes I like adding a voiceover, sometimes it fits, and other times I know there have been videos in the past where I've written out dialogue for videos and realized, this doesn't fit. Like the Planet to Planet video where it's just basically just the scenery of No Man's Sky. Obviously, that's the type of video that I would not want to speak in. It's more about the visuals.
Oh, that's great. That's quite the process. I was wondering sometimes, actually, a while ago when I was watching some of your videos, how you get some of those pan shots. And then, like you say, you use those mods and everything that kind of help you with like your directing of the videos or making of the videos. And speaking of making of the videos, that's another thing that I really enjoy that you do, is you actually have some videos where you're explaining how you did things. It's almost like a tutorial or a walkthrough of your the process. When you make those videos, like, did you have that in mind? That's something you wanted to do to show people, or did people ask you, like, were you getting like questions on how you made those videos, so you kind of put those things together, or is that just something fun that you wanted to throw out there?
A little bit of both, a little bit of all of that. I get frequent questions about how'd you get this particular shot, and things of that nature, and I figured, why not just throw in a little how-to.
Oh, it's great.
It's not really something that I planned, but something that I actually enjoyed doing. So I figured, hey, if I enjoy it and other people are really getting something out of it, why not?
Yeah. No, that's great you do that. I don't know any other content creator that actually does that. Like, I don't follow any, at least. A lot of people are making videos and montages. Yeah, like the behind the scene thing, and that's really fun to watch. It's inspiring, actually, for other content creators as well.
Yeah, and that's the whole quality over quantity approach that I really if I can inspire someone to make videos that are higher quality than what they're making now, I feel like I've done a good job. Making yourself better, I think that's always a great approach to anything. So if you enjoy making videos, I want to tell that person who makes videos, hey, you can make videos and you can make them better, and you can continue to making them better. I know I'm still learning stuff today on video editing, and I've been professionally editing videos for 8 years.
Oh, wow.
I think 8 or 10. I can't even keep track now.
Yeah.
But I'm always learning something. So yeah.
Oh, that's great. So when you say professional
While
editing,
we're on the topic
sorry, Deech. Yeah.
Sorry about that, Dylan.
No, you go
I
ahead.
was just wondering, while you're on the topic of editing and your experience in editing, those of us who've done a little work in YouTube and other programs and so on, nobody appreciates some of the editing that you've done for your videos more than myself. Could you tell us like some of the programs that you use that help assist you get such great cuts and I mean, how do you capture all this stuff and perfectly time it in there? It's just amazing how good a job you do.
I will say this shouldn't be the deciding factor for anybody because the programs I use are just tools, and the tool is only as good as the person who understands the tool.
Right.
It's like a hammer. You're not going to use the wrong side to hammer and nail it, you know. So just to preface all of this, because it really doesn't matter as long as you enjoy it and you understand the tool. With that being said, I use Premiere Pro. I use the Adobe suite. So I use Premiere to edit the videos. I use After Effects to do special tweaks here and there, and they're usually pretty small for these kinds of videos. Maybe some titles. My cat really wants to.
We love the cat. We love the cat.
What's the cat's name?
Meow.
This is Navi. She loves my closet.
Oh, great name.
What was that? Adobe, and then sometimes I'll throw the audio through Audition just to kind of clean it up a bit. As far as capturing, I've been using the NVIDIA Shadowplay, which, well, it was called Shadowplay. I don't know what it's called now. And OBS. I am tending to use OBS more simply because it doesn't, it's not as glitchy.
Yeah.
Right, and the time that you put into it. I mean, it doesn't come easy to edit those videos and to have the cuts and merges work out just perfectly and well synced. Geez, you must spend literally hours working on some of them. I can only imagine.
Yeah. If I go through straight, when I come home from work, it's usually a week.
Oh, wow.
So Ode to Atlas Rises was about a week. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. That's a lot of time. But I mean,
that's
proves,
including capturing the footage and everything.
Yeah, and it's so worth it when you see a video like that. So perfectly well done, and the voiceover is perfectly synced up, and even the choice of music was just so ideal in all of the videos. Geez, man, I've looked through your library of YouTube videos, and I don't think there's anything I don't like in there.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, the production quality too of every video, like it doesn't falter. You know, it's not like one is really well done and then the other one's okay. Like they're all incredible. Like, you know.
I get to reach that okay video. It's coming.
It's coming, eh? No, they're all just great, man. Like I say, that trailer, it really is my favorite trailer of all the No Man's Sky trailers. Like the actual Hello Games trailers, you know, included in that. Like it's that well done. It's like a movie trailer. So I'm guessing you obviously you play all those scenes. That's all you capturing, or do you have anyone ever collaborating with you, or is this just all your gameplay footage, all you?
Yeah, all these videos that I've reached so far have been just me.
Oh,
There's
wow.
one video, I think it's just one. God, I can't remember the title of this. I think it's Beauty in Motion. It's the time-lapse video. I am in-game with Stripes by Northwest.
Oh, okay.
And he's the orb flying around. So I mean, that's about as collaborative as the videos have gotten.
Oh, nice.
But the next one I have coming out, I'm collaborating with like 5 other people, getting some footage in game. So that's gonna be interesting.
Oh, right on. You show some like multiplayer stuff, or?
Yeah, kind of like. I guess it's kind of like this trailer video that you like, but more it has more of a story, more of a narrative.
Oh, nice. Would you ever, speaking of story, would you ever do something like that? Like maybe like a weekly episode or something like that, and then have it to be continued, and then throw another video in the following week?
I'd love to.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty wild.
Yeah, I don't know about weekly, but
It'd be maybe
it's
a
one
bit
of those
much,
things where it's all about the approach. I could spend a bunch of time gathering this footage, writing these episodes, and then releasing them 1 week apart from each other. You know, have them like scheduled on YouTube or whatever. Or I could, ramp it up and buckle down each week, create something. But I feel like I get burned out pretty fast doing that.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Trying to reach the level of quality that is so desired in my work.
Yeah, exactly. I think the level of quality might drop if you try and take on too much too fast. Sometimes it takes more time to put something together than others. Obviously, you know this more than anyone else. What about a monthly kind of a basis? I mean, putting something together. You said just that one video took a week. I would think more of a month might be more suitable, or even a couple of months, which is already what you're doing, is putting out something great every month, a couple of months. I look forward to every new project that you work on. Is there something that you're working on currently, or can you tell us without revealing anything about any new projects you might be working on?
Well, I'm not super secretive about my projects, but I do have another cinematic video coming up. I'm calling it Next Level right now, but I don't know if I'm going to stick with that name, just because all the jokes on the word next are just so it's like borderline cheesy now. Like, I don't know, next. But I have no idea how long this one's going to take, because I have somewhat of a narrative and a very specific set of shots that I want to get in game in multiplayer. So that means finding a time that works for these other players, and then capturing for several hours at a time. It kind of reminds me of if I was on a set and I had to set up the camera and sort of block the scene with the actors, the characters, set everything up exactly how I want it, and then record it and then do multiple takes. There aren't too many people who are familiar with that process, so I'm very careful about who I choose, because I don't want someone jumping in and then just
being a nightmare,
horsing around. And,
yeah.
You gotta put together a casting call.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
For No Man's Sky.
You'll be running auditions and everything.
So that's like I said, I have no idea when that's going to be coming out, but I've got a few new techniques that I want to try, obviously with the whole multiplayer thing, but also in editing that I've been wanting to try out. So, and there's that I think I can be a better video editor approach.
If you say so.
Always trying to get better. That's why we love you, Kyle.
I think they're pretty incredible.
You're always striving.
Yeah.
Well, if you showed these in Hollywood, they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm impressed, but it's a video game."
It's not just a video game; it's life. Damn it!
That's right.
Yeah. This is my blood.
And that's part of the beauty of No Man's Sky. A lot of people just don't understand. But when I do get people like you guys who are just like, "Oh, this is great. This is beautiful. This is the best thing I've ever seen," it makes me feel good, because I know a lot of people I know in real life are like, why can't you just can't anybody shoot that and edit that? No, you don't understand.
Yeah, it's the way I captured the Atlas. That's hard to do, man. I had to use
Exactly.
mods, damn it.
And
Well,
they
it's
have
not
no
just
idea.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, it's all right, I guess.
it's not just that, but the techniques can be used in really anything that you capture and put together, whether it's No Man's Sky or even a real life video for that matter.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes, and
You know, people who watch and have done their own editing with YouTube, you can see the level of expertise that are put into it. There's a step above just the regular videos when you watch one of yours, and that's the thing that I think I love the most, and I find is really exciting watching you make more and new videos. They just keep getting better as you improve. You strive to get better yourself, just like you say, and that translates to your videos so well.
Thank you. I'm glad you see it.
And you do wear many hats. I mean, if you go to Kyle's YouTube, if you guys aren't subscribed to that, I'll have the link in the description below on this YouTube channel. But yeah, he wears many hats. He's very creative in other things as well, not just No Man's Sky. I noticed that you do some artwork as well. I saw some canvas artwork, actually, of the Atlas from No Man's Sky. That was incredible. As well as there's some funny skits on there that I've watched too that I love. Gary Askew, I think, is
Yeah.
that just killed me that one night. I was dying watching that. I want to see a Gary Askew No Man's Sky review in the future. that would be the best.
I made a note of that. It's in the works.
Yeah. You'll talk to Gary, eh?
Yeah, I'll call his people.
Yeah. Oh no, it's great. So I mean, you are a multi-talented guy. I mean, do you have any other? I know Deej asked if you had any future projects, but do you have any future projects outside of No Man's Sky too that you're working on? Like any other artistic things that you're going to share with your YouTube community?
Always.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have much time to get into it now, but I do have a documentary that I'm putting together about my uncle who lives in the Midwest, who is a watercolorist painter, who paints photorealistic paintings.
Oh wow.
There's that, and then there's another video that I've been wanting to do for a while. It's just telling my story as a type 1 diabetic. I've gotten a few comments about being a diabetic and doing all this work and how inspiring it is to some people, especially those who have just been diagnosed. And that's kind of one of those stories that I feel like should go out there at some point soon.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, yeah, we'd love to watch that and hear all about your story. It's that's definitely worth doing. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
No, they're great. And also another thing too that we enjoyed watching is your Waking Titan coverage. The videos you uploaded that. I mean, when it comes to Waking Titan, man, I love following it. I love trying to get involved as much as I can when we get those old gods emails and you can fill out a survey and all that stuff. But if I were to try and explain Waking Titan to somebody, I wouldn't know where the hell to start. You know what I mean? I'd be like, well, you know, it's this thing the game devs do. Got some riddles, and you know, like it would just, I wouldn't do it justice. So I don't know how you're able to like explain that to people and make those videos so easy to follow. And I mean,
lots of research.
Oh, I bet. And I mean, it's like, and it's appreciated because, like I say, for guys like me, I need someone to sum up the week. You know, like every week.
I mean, me
that
too.
Summary.
Me too. No, really, like that's the whole reason why I started the videos, is because I could not remember what happened.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, I gotta have something. I went online, I searched YouTube, and I was like, there are no videos on this. Like, help somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, I'll make one.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it started.
Oh, that's great. Well, much appreciated because you know, I mean, I think when it comes to Waking Titan, there's two people when I wake up in the morning when it's going on and I'm all excited and I want to recap. There's Peaceful Gamer, who's always on top of things, and then there's your videos that you do that are just like not just a nice summary. Like you could just sit there with a microphone and sum it all up, and that would be great. But again, the production value of the videos you put together to summarize everything and to recap the week of Waking Titan and things like that, they're so
Yeah.
well done, man. And you also
It's sort of it was a downfall of the series too, because I stopped in like May. It became too much.
oh really?
So much information to recap. It was,
Oh yeah, and rapid fire, right? Like it was picking up steam.
totally.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I think
If I could go back and finish it up, like I would. I just don't know if I have that kind of time now.
the energy for it. Yeah.
It's,
You need a whole team of people working on that. It was happening fast.
yeah.
And it was hard to follow along and keep up. I know I was using Amino quite frequently to try and keep up what was going on, and still asking multiple questions with everybody. What do I do next?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we all hear you there. It's moving so fast. One person can't just do it all alone to do that. It's very overwhelming to try and take on a project like
facts too.
that.
Yeah.
I see a lot of videos that people make, and they're always kicking in some sort of opinion, and I'm like, well,
Oh,
I just needed the video for the the recap, like you said, like a little recap or whatever.
well, yeah, and that's the other thing too. You're factual. It's not. It's like it's well done. I know. I see a lot of people when a trailer something's revealed through Waking Titan, and then everyone's always typing confirmed at the end of their sentence, right? They're all like, multiplayer confirmed, shipbuilding confirmed, and it's like, all right, slow down. Like, where did you get that from? So
Yeah.
it is good. Like your videos, like you say, you stick to the facts. You don't need to hype the game any more than it already is. I mean, we do that. The fans do that already in our heads. It's a slippery slope, but yeah, to have like a content creator start saying those things like confirmed, it's like, okay, slow down, man. Which could actually probably hurt your channel, I think, if you started doing that, right?
I guess it depends.
Yeah.
Because the way I view my channel is I create content for like-minded people, like people like myself. So I'm not really making my videos for people like Reddit or just trolls all over the No Man's Sky Discord or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I like to think my material is reaching a more mature and thought-provoking type of audience.
Yeah,
I don't know where that came from.
No, I hear you. No,
yeah.
absolutely, I get it.
What were we talking about? Waking Titan.
Where am I? Yeah, no, it was
What
great.
day is it?
Yeah. Who the hell are you again? No, that's great, dude. I know exactly what you mean. I mean, it's the same thing when we do when I do the stream. I mean, I feel like it's like-minded folk in there. There's no trolls. There's no one trying to hype the game more than it needs to be, or getting people's hopes up on ideas. I mean, it's one thing to voice opinions. That's okay. Like what I think is going to be in the update.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, when people start putting confirmed next to it, that's just bad reporting, And I look at you guys almost like you guys are like the Waking Titan reporters. It's like Waking Titan news. You want to tune in and catch the news. It's like watch Kyle's videos and get up to speed. Also, a lot.
Should pull an anchor idea.
Yeah, stand outside in the rain with the microphone and, welcome to Waking Titan News. Here's the weather for today. But also with Waking Titan, another thing that we were all super excited here, like in the Nerd League for this one, during the extraction of the Dreamers. Let's talk about that because you were one of the lucky dudes that got to go on and have everybody chirp at you and yell at you what to do, And how was that? Like, was that nerve-wracking, or was it just a lot of fun, or a little bit of both? And how did you get involved in that, actually? How did you get selected for that process?
Well, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I went in there just with the mindset of, this is going to be a lot of fun. I was pinged on the CSD forums because I'm active on there, and I pay close attention to the screenshot thread and the video thread that they have going on over there. And it's just some phenomenal photos being posted. And I'm sure you can find that on Reddit and other resources, but the CSD forums really have a fantastic, I don't know, player base approach, attitude, kind of like the No Man's Sky Cafe Amina, where it's just very chill. Everybody just enjoys the game. There's no bad talking or whatever. The trolls have given up. They've moved on. So someone pinged me on there and said, because Emily had sent out a message saying that she was going to do the stream talking to the Dreamers, and that's when Singular Gleam pinged me. And so I think that was like a Saturday or Sunday or something, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not doing anything. I've got a good setup here that I can use. Let's do this. And so I got in contact with Emily, and we set it up. And the first time was a test, because they wanted to, I don't know, I guess, do some technical tests. It was also part of the ARG, and it was much more. It was simpler because I think I was just being introduced to the Dreamer I was talking to.
Oh, okay.
Which was nice, which was fun, but I didn't know anything about the Dreamer. At that point, like, I was out of the loop. I didn't know what was going on with, or I didn't know much of what was going on with Waking Titan. So when I did the stream, I was like, okay, a test. It's, not that big a deal. Probably some technical stuff on Alston Smith's end. I jump in there, and suddenly I'm talking to this character, and I'm like, crap! What do I do? Who is this?
Oh, that's awesome.
And so the second time around, they pinged me again, and that's when I was like, okay, I should probably do my homework. And so a few players had put together some profiles and whatnot, and so I kind of combed over that a few times.
Nice.
And then that's when you did the final extraction, and man, that was just so much fun. I had my Discord open. I had a bunch of the CSD folks in there talking to me, so I had people in my ear, and then people on Twitch talking to me. I have to admit, though, I think I was reading Twitch more than listening to the guys in Discord.
Yeah.
Mostly because Emily warned each person to be able to read the Twitch chat, so I made sure that was like available for me. But yeah, no, I just had fun.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun.
Wasn't
We were
really
like your cheerleading squad. There was a bunch of us watching you, and we're all like, "Oh, here he comes Kyle. We know that guy."
Yeah, I think that's what it was all really about, is to try and have fun and maybe find a new approach to alternative games with video gaming. The ARG was almost a stroke of genius in terms of rallying the whole No Man's Sky community. Really, pretty amazing stuff, and I look forward to it every year, even though I have a tough time keeping up with it myself.
Season 3 is just
yeah.
No offense to Alison Smith or Hello Games, but I'm so over Awakening Titan.
For now.
Yeah. For now, for another few months, and then we'll all get revved up again. And I know we're almost out of time, but I was kind of curious, Kyle, what, with Next that's come out, and we've all had a chance to sort of dabble a little bit in there and check out the all the new features and everything that multiplayer has to offer, and so on and so forth. What is your favorite part, or your favorite thing that's been released in the Next update? What do you like to do?
That's really hard to say, because I don't think I discovered everything yet. But
I know myself, I spend hours just watching sunsets on some planets.
Oh yeah,
that's one way.
Yeah.
I think right now, what I'm obsessed about is the frigate missions.
Yeah.
I love reading those logs when they come back. Some of them are absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, they are. They've got great notes. Some of the things that the crew do while on the mission.
They're cunning. And they're stupid, and it's hilarious.
No, they've got great humor.
I think that's the biggest thing for me right now. Yeah, I don't know. That's the first thing that comes to mind anyway.
Some of the other great notes are on some of the creatures that you scan. They've got some really dark and hilarious humor to some of them. I know I bark laughed on a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite funny. Reading the notes, you got to look within the game now. It's really good. They've added so much detail, even in the scanner, on some of the things that are there. It's not just a bunch of numbers or whatever. They've actually put some thought into it, and even the ships and the multi tools, they've renamed them and given them all names that are not random generated.
You can't ever
letters. Yeah, right.
Yeah, some of the names actually, I don't even rename some things because they already have cool names.
Yeah, I found myself doing the same thing.
Yeah, like the multi-tools and everything. It'll be like Super Death Ray or something. I'm like, yeah, it works for me.
But you're lucky on that one.
What have you been doing mostly in the game? Like, other than setting up your videos for editing and stuff like that, but just enjoying the game, kicking back and relaxing the day after work or on a weekend or something. What do you find yourself doing the most? Like, do you do zoology or base building?
Zoology is definitely something I gotta do. But I think mostly it's between creative and normal. Creative because I'm just a sucker for, all things creative and building and testing out the mechanics and seeing what else can I do here. And normal mode, just traversing and just exploring. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. Just exploring. That's what I do in No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Just explore.
Yeah, getting lost and just wandering around. I mean, and I know you're one of the guys that has over 1,000 hours in the game. I mean, and we still feel like giant noobs. Like, at least I do. I know.
Oh, totally.
Like, it's just wild that we can have spent so much time in the game.
I see.
And feel that way.
Yeah. I see so many people posting images of things that I've never even seen yet.
Yeah. Oh, no,
look at that and be like, 1,000 hours in. Like, where is this?
Yeah. I know I've got over 1,200 hours, and then someone pops in that's been playing the game for like 6 hours, and they're telling me something I've never heard of. I'm like, what?
Exactly.
Like, and they're like, yeah, I just got this game on Xbox, and I'm like, oh, okay. And where did you go to find this blueprint? Yeah, it's pretty wild.
We're noobs. Yep.
Yeah, I love it though.
1,000-hour noobs.
Yeah, it's great. Like, I mean, I think that's the best feeling that I get from the game is just feeling new again. I didn't think that was going to be possible, but I do. Like, I'm lost. I don't know where to start sometimes. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I get stuck doing one thing, and I get overwhelmed doing 5 other things that I don't get around to doing the original thing that I wanted to do. Like, it's just, I'm taking notes again that I haven't done in like 2 years.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And DG, I know you were saying you're still you ran into a little bug where you kind of lost some of or I guess you're lost in space right now.
Yeah, it's a little buggy at times. Each patch that comes along, it sort of helps me out a little bit more as I go. I know one of my saves I recently just sort of got unbugged where I couldn't save. I had to create a hard save at another player's base and then go from there and reload. That one worked. So, move on to the next one and try and get my tech sorted out. But there's so much content in the game. I know what you mean, Dylan, where it's like every update that comes out, you feel like a noob all over again.
Oh, yeah.
And there's so more first moments, which I think we all love, are those first moments in this game. And sometimes even just starting over is fun because you get to experience them all over again.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of which, I know that Xbox has just released their version of it as well. Have you had a chance to look at it or even play it, Kyle, on Xbox?
Actually, yeah. I started a normal save on that. I'm torn because as much as I like to sit on my couch and play a game, it still has so many bugs. I'm finding more bugs on Xbox than PC. So
Oh no.
and plus I'm a PC gamer, so I just naturally go to PC. But I haven't played as much on Xbox, and I think mostly because of the bugs, which is kind of disheartening because I think about all the other players that are going through
That's what I was thinking.
something similar.
Yeah.
And
Well, definitely the patches hopefully will fix that. In a short amount of time. Usually it takes, at least based on history, the last few updates, a couple of weeks before everything is right again in the No Man's universe.
Yeah.
And I would imagine Xbox would be priority on their list of things to get fixed, as that's their new release.
Mhm.
Would you say the graphics are any better, or what about comparative
no, what are you talking about? Shut up. They're not better.
Everything is equal.
It's a good experience, I'll say. It's like the No Man's Sky experience you would expect from No Man's Sky. How about that?
Good.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Stay diplomatic.
having everybody on the same sort of playing field is fantastic, right? No one console better than the other. I would love to have multi-platform combined. That would be fantastic to be able to play with other PC users and Xbox, with PS4. The possibilities are endless. So let's hope for the future and cross our
fingers crossed.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the future, I do want to just kind of throw out weekly missions. I mean, I know they're coming at some point. I'm assuming they're going to work out all the bugs and things first, which is, of course, the best path to take. Any thoughts on those, Kyle? What you think they may or may not be? I mean, I know nobody really knows for sure, but what do you think we're going to see in those?
Well, I have thought about this because I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
And I'm like sitting here in anticipation, like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Come on. But I would like to see, and I would imagine they would do something around additional customized pieces for your suit that you could unlock. Other similar things that revolve around customization. I'm kind of hard pressed for wanting customized ships because it's something about finding that right ship is so much more beautiful than finding the ship and then changing it to what you want it to be.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree 100%, Kyle. It gives that special feeling when you finally find that one perfect ship. Sometimes even color doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
I know myself, I'd like to be able to put decals on, a color on a ship. That would be about the extent of the customization. To be able to put decals on there,
or paint job, or
at
something.
most, maybe at the most, maybe add a slot or a few slots. But the uniqueness of having the limited slots on some ships make them a little bit more sought after, and sometimes, and it's a payoff between bonuses and slots. I really, other than possibly decals and paint, I don't know if I'd want to change ship customization more than that. You've hit the nail right on the head there, Kyle.
Well, I think we're going to be seeing some more decals too, because I don't know if you guys saw, but the Galactic Hub has its own decal within the game.
Mm-hmm.
It was recently data mined.
I have seen it. Yes, I did see that. Somebody posted something like that on Amino. And it would be nice to see other hubs that are registered with Hello Games also receive those kinds of decals. That would be really fun. Definitely, I'd love to be able to put my decal on my ship or my base.
I mean, if something like that doesn't just scream community event, I don't know what does.
Oh yeah, dude. I know. You know what is like? You know what I would like to see, like, added on top of that as well, is some type of like friend list system or guild system, where you can actually build within the game, like say your guild or your Amino Hub name, whichever faction you belong to, have a group of people, and then be able to put that on your spaceship or something You know what I mean? Along those lines.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
I'd like that.
I'm really hoping that the weekly missions are like really team driven things as well, whatever they are. Just so you can kind of get like
That would go nicely. Yeah, very nicely with hub and hub related activities for sure, right? Because you've got such a player base around a designated area of space. I
know. I have
fantastic.
I'd
Take
like
part.
to join.
Yeah. Like I think it would be cool, kind of cool if you had like some kind of system like that. I'd still like to see some title system as well. Like be able to put journeyman beside your name or explorer beside your name, you know, depending on how you unlock it. Like if you do a lot of zoology, you'll unlock a couple of zoology titles or something like that, right? Because people like to show what they do in the game. Like I'm an explorer or I'm a fighter or, you know, I think having a little badge next to your name would be a cool feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
That different.
But yeah, I don't know. And these weekly missions, I mean, I'm being patient. I understand.
They'll be there.
Yeah.
It just they have to fix the game.
Oh yeah. I'm not like punching my desk going,
we all
where
love
are these things?
Yeah.
But I am really looking forward to them. Yeah.
I'm sure once the game is sorted out, they'll get those things rolling as well. I think the plan originally was supposed to be, after the second weekend, they were going to start releasing them, but obviously there was more bugs than they anticipated, and they're working hard on getting them fixed. Myself is slowly getting back in order, and I'm sure there's many others out there. I'm looking at a one genetic code in your chat right now. I'm hoping his game is sorted out because no one would love to see him get his stuff back than myself. Geez,
I feel fortunate for not running into so many bugs like other people have. I almost feel like I'm cheating.
Yeah.
No, you're just fortunate enough to not have the bugs, I guess.
Yeah.
I was lucky the last patch where I didn't have very many. This time around, I've been riddled with a few, but all my accounts are all legacy accounts. So I kind of had to expect that there was going to be a few bugs along the line there.
Oh, we all knew it was going to happen.
From what I hear, I hear starting out over brand new again is a little bit less buggy if you can get past the glyph problem. But other than that, I hear it's pretty smooth.
Did you start a new?
I'd say it's smooth, yeah.
Did you start a new? You started a new save as well, right, Kyle? You've got your main that you play with as well, but I think you started a new save recently as well, right?
Yeah, I think I'm just under 30 hours into that one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah, I would say it's a little smoother.
Yeah, it's funny. I remember when Next was released, I thought, oh, I'm gonna jump on my current save, and have all my stuff with me, but I've actually enjoyed starting from the beginning and taking in the story, which I didn't think I would enjoy because I've done it so many times, the Artemis quest and everything, but I'm actually really appreciating it more, I think, this time around. I don't know why. I guess just maybe the overall aesthetic of the game now, but I'm really like slowing down now and taking it all in more than I ever have.
Well, it teaches
that's one thing I have to remind myself too is, okay, Kyle, slow down. You don't have to do everything.
Yeah, I know. You get overwhelmed, right?
Yeah.
Not just that, but it teaches you all the new resources and recipes, blueprints that we all have to learn all over again. We all got so used to plutonium, thamium-9, iridium. They don't even exist anymore. It's something else, completely. And that we got to refine it all too. So they've really changed the game and made it new for everybody, including all the old legacy players, day one players that have enjoyed the crap out of this game. And it looks like they've got another couple more years of enjoyment to go out of this one update.
Yeah,
aren't those refineries cool, man? Like, what a cool thing to add. Like actually making other elements, like that was brilliant. It made it feel like almost I had like an Ark vibe when I was playing it the first time. Like the survival aspect of it, they really amped it up.
Yeah, they definitely changed that. Made it a little bit more survival based, where you've got to hunt around and craft more items in order to be able to make items. It's not just as simple as a quick craft here and there and get everything all set up and running. You actually have to create things to to make the base components.
Yeah.
You know, and adding the missions to your frigates, having frigates for that matter.
Yeah.
Geez, what a great stroke of genius to be able to add to your fleet like that. How fun is that to be able to go out and just buy a whole bunch of those things and send them on missions and earn some money without actually ever doing anything, with the exception of a few repairs here and there, right?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, you're passively making income as you're playing the game, and you make a lot of money through those things too.
Yeah.
Like, they're great. I only have 3, and I'm pulling in like 250,000 units like every mission, it seems. So I'm kind of hoping.
Yeah, it seems like. Sorry, go ahead, Dylan.
No, sorry. I was just gonna say, like, along the lines of the frigates and capital ships, they call them now. I'm kind of hoping the weekly missions, that those things are heavily involved in the weekly missions. Like, I want to have like 4 guys on the same freighter, and you have to go somewhere and then do battle with, like, I don't know, another freighter or something like that. Like, ship to ship combat would just be wild for a weekly mission. But
I think that's in the works.
Yeah, I've mentioned this before. I would love to see slow strategic frigate battles.
Yeah, like, you know, like an old pirate ship with cannons on the side or something, but in space.
Something, yeah.
You know? Like, that'd be just crazy. And very team driven. I mean, I kind of hope that the weeklies you can still maybe solo some of them, or maybe they have like maybe there's a few missions, you know, to do that week, and you can solo some of them or do some with a group. Because I know not all people play with a group. Some people like to solo the game.
Yeah.
But I mean, it would be
a lot of times I feel, and like, that's one of the draws that I had to the game too, was I really just enjoyed being in gaming by myself, out there exploring what nobody else is exploring.
Yeah, same here. I like that feeling, that lost in space, being alone, doing your own thing, but with the presence of other players, right? You would come across discoveries the odd time. That was really cool. I don't get me wrong, I'm loving multiplayer. I was one of the guys that was really looking forward to that. I know it was scary for some, but I think the way they implemented it, I think the people that were nervous about multiplayer, I think they're enjoying it just as much as anyone else now. They've implemented it so well.
It's a good, strong start. Yeah.
And you can still solo the game or play it offline, or, you know. So I think it put everyone's worry at ease the way they brought it together. I wonder if they're ever going to expand on that and have like larger groups being able to connect to each other, like a group of 4 connecting with another group of 4, but not seeing them as orbs, seeing everyone as an avatar.
From what I understand, they are.
Oh, yeah?
Like, they're moving that way.
That's probably with the future missions that we haven't quite seen yet, or battle missions with friends. Possibly even up to 16. The servers prior to this used to be able to hold up to 16 players, so maybe that was a sign of things to come.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine 4 different freighters getting into a giant battle? How crazy would that be?
Oh yeah,
dream come true.
Or like a raid.
Oh boy,
imagine
that'd be chaos.
Like a raid, but in No Man's Sky. You know, like
the chaos. The chaos.
Yeah, that's it. Raids confirmed. Ship-to-ship battle confirmed. You've heard it here, folks. It's happening. I take that back for anyone that's just joining us. It was a joke from earlier. Well, Kyle, I want to thank you very much for coming on the show and talking with us. We were like,
it's been good.
I was super excited when Deej said that he got a hold of you and that you were willing to come on. So I appreciate you taking the time to come on. And
thanks for reaching out.
Yeah, no, it's great conversation. I love talking to No Man's Sky fans, especially guys like yourself that are right into it. You know, you don't just play the game. You do content, you do all those things. People look up to you for that content, and I can't wait to see more.
It's coming.
Good stuff.
Kyle, it was definitely a pleasure interviewing you today and hearing all about what makes you and your videos so special. Thank you so much for agreeing to be on the show today. Love to have you on again. Just getting inside your mind is a great thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, DG.
So for anyone out there that was listening to us live, I see the chat. Thank you all for tuning in. And if you're listening to the archive on YouTube, that's just because you're a wonderful person. So until the next time, my friends, we'll see you next Monday.
Till next time, y'all.